Good day to each and everyone. I am Angelica A. Narciso, and we are the Group 6. Our topic for today is all about the global governance. What is global governance? Global governance pertains to a way for different countries and organizations to work together to solve big problems that affect the whole world, resembles a large group effort where everyone participates in finding solutions. Global governance enables us to collaborate more successfully, whether it is managing diseases that are spreading across continents or establishing standards for fair trade between nations. So this means countries and organizations are working together to solve a big problem. It's like a teamwork or team effort where everyone help each other to find solutions sa mga problem na hinaharap ng buong mundo. Like, big problem siyang matatawag. That's because it talks about global governance, means hindi lang sa loob ng bansa yung issue or problema, kung hindi sa buong mundo. So, example is yung Paris Agreement, where countries around the world work together to fight for climate change. So, dito, all the countries are working together para ma-fight nila yung climate change na hinaharap ng buong mundo. Based na din sa article of Paris Agreement 4, all countries share their climate action plans, then i-report nila yun sa government. Then, yung mga rich countries, sila yung mga nagli-lead in cutting the emissions. Then, yung mga poorer countries naman, they will also do their part. Then, makaka-receive pa sila doon ng financial support, para magawa nila yung plans na yun. Yung plans na yun na align sa Paris Agreement, na kung saan is prevent nila yung climate change na nararanasan ng buong mundo. So next, importance of global governance. Since a single nation cannot effectively address many of the problems facing us today, such as terrorism, pandemics, climate change, having global governance is important. To solve this problem, we must collaborate and unite our effort globally. So, it is really important na magkaroon ng global governance para nga din ma-prevent yung mga iba't ibang issues or problema na hinaharap ng buong mundo. Just like yung sa terrorism, climate change, and COVID-19 response. Wherein, hindi ba ang laki ng tulong ng global governance during the pandemic last year, wherein hindi masyadong nahirapan yung mga countries kasi nga nakaka-receive sila ng support from the other countries, na kung saan is mga country na matataas. Sila kasi yung nagbibigay ng support sa mga maliliit na countries, just like dito sa Philippines, binibigyan nila ng financial supports yung mga taong nagkaroon ng COVID-19. So next is, why do we need global governance? First, national policies has a direct effect on a country, good man or bad. Second, but its global effects on other countries cannot be ignored. Third, global governance stresses on cooperative forms of conflicts management. Fourth, it helps nations to develop their capacity to deal with the challenges of globalization. Fifth, global governance includes citizens' participation in the global decision making. So we need global governance because the decisions a country makes can also affect the other countries. So like, if lahat ng countries is magtutulungan, we can help to manage a peaceful and a peaceful country, and also we can also share different thoughts and opinions to solve a problem. It also helps countries to handle a big changes from globalization, and makes sure that every people have say in an important global decision. So that's why we really need global governance para magkaroon tayo ng organized and a peaceful globalization. So let's move to the challenges in global governance. First, we have the fragmentation and national interests. Countries often prioritize national interests over collective action, making it difficult to reach consensus on global issues. Example nito is India still relies heavily on coal for energy and has resisted strict emission cuts, focusing on its development needs. So yung fragmentation ng national interest, mas inuuna pa nila yung country nila, kapakanan ng country nila, kaysa sa kapakanan ng buong mundo. Wherein kinabaliwala lang nila yung mga plans ng, just like sa Paris Agreement, ginabaliwala lang nila yung mga plano doon, kasi nga mas iniisip nila yung personal interest ng kanilang bansa, na kung saan is matutulungan sila, but they didn't think about na by preventing or by lessen of use sa coal, mas nakakatulong yun para sa bansa nila, hindi lang para sa bansa nila, but also to the whole world and other countries. So second, we have the lack of accountability and representation. Global governance institutions are often criticized for lacking transparency and failing to represent the voices of developing countries and marginalized community. Example neto is they might not listen to smaller or poorer country. So yung global governance nila is like parang gina-discriminate nila yung mga poorer country. Mababa yung tingin nila sa kanila kasi nga poorer country sila, like maliit lang yung country nila, not same sa kanila na kung saan is nasa taas sila at larger yung country nila, and at the same time mayaman, kaya hindi nila pinapakinggan yung mga nasa bababa lang, yung mga poorer countries lang. Then third, we have the limited enforcement mechanisms. Unlike national government, global governance bodies lack the authority to enforce decisions. They rely on cooperative and voluntarily commitment from member states. So example neto is in 2015, many countries joined the Paris Agreement to fight climate change. Some countries made weak plans or didn't follow through. The agreement relies on trust, not force. There is no global authority to make countries act. So yung problema lang dito is that although meron nga silang agreement about sa climate change with other country, but they cannot force that country para ibigay yung plan, or as in makipag-cooperate talaga sa kanila, kasi there's no just like sa PPT, some country the agreement relies on trust, not force. Kumbaga yung ibang country like mag-promise lang sila, then depende na yun sa kanila kung itutupad nila yung promise nila or not. Kasi nga, itong Paris Agreement na to is not siya by force. It parang ginalet lang nila yung mga countries nila, yung ibang countries na mag-cooperate, pero hindi talaga totally na gina-force yung isang country para ipasok talaga sa plano. So that's all for my report. Now, let's move to the next reporter.
Hi class, good noon, especially to you Ma'am Angge. My name is Kate Villaporte. Now, let's move on to the role of international organization. So, international organizations are like referees and helpers for the world. They guide countries to avoid conflict and work together. So, for example, the UN helps keep peace, and the World Health Organization helps during pandemics, and the World Trade Organization makes trade rules fair. So next, studying real example help us understand how global governance works. First, the climate change in Paris Agreement. So countries agreed to lower the pollution and to fight global warming. And the last is peacekeeping in conflict areas. So UN sends peacekeepers to stop wars and protect civilians. And if you wonder what is peacekeepers, that is, I guess, a military. So this case study shows that global governance is teamwork. No country can solve global problems alone. By looking at these examples, we can see how cooperation can save lives and maprotect yung planet natin. Next is future of global governance. Global governance will keep changing as new challenges appear. So these are the possible future focus. First is fighting climate change more seriously, stopping cyber attacks and online crimes, making global health systems stronger, and ensuring fairer world economy. So in the future, we need a strong cooperation between the countries. So, like uh, problems like climate change, cybercrime, and future pandemics na kailangan ng fast action. Global governance must adapt so the world stays safe and fair. So in conclusion, internal organization and global governance are very important because they help countries work together to solve problems that no single country can fix alone. So by studying real examples like the climate change, like agreements and COVID-19 response, we learn how cooperation makes a big differences in the future. So we must continue improving global governance so we can face new challenges together and build a safer, fairer, and more peaceful world. So that's all. Thank you.